Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We're going to listen to Lewis Hamilton. Let's listen to him.
Lewis, how was your first time in a Ferrari in Monza?
It's pretty incredible. Yeah, amazing feeling. Leaving the garage, just the whole experience. Just being while I'm in blue. I joined the team to be in red, but yeah, being in the garage, the experience we had on Thursday with the Tifosi in Milan, and then to come here and drive out the garage in a red car. It's all I ever thought it would be, and more. So P1 was a good session, and then P2 we made some changes and the car was a bit worse. So we know at least the good thing is we can go back on that.
I know it's only Friday and can't read too much into it, but aside from FP2 being a bit worse, generally you're pretty happy with how today went?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this, as I said, P1 was feeling really strong, and I said P2 was definitely much more of a struggle, but it's better to have that in P2 and learn from that rather than P3. So lots of positives to take from today, and we'll do some work overnight, and I hope that tomorrow we can be better. I think the McLaren's obviously still very fast, and I think it's very close with everyone in the top 5 and top 10. So it'll be a challenge, and it's not easy to overtake, and I've obviously got that penalty, which is unfortunate, but yeah, better have it now than next year, I guess.
If you can find something overnight, can you dream of a really exciting weekend ahead?
Well, as I said, wherever I qualify, I'm starting 5 places back from that, which is not great, and I think it's going to be really difficult to overtake us. We're all so close, within the top 15, I think it is. So, but I do feel optimistic. I still feel like I could potentially move forwards. I was much happy with the car today, so I hope that continues tomorrow. It will continue tomorrow because I'll make the changes tonight and come with a fresh head tomorrow.
Yeah, we can see from his face how he is happy with his car, especially that car at the FP1. It was like that I was talking about from the yesterday, that surprise that we can see from the Ferrari. Definitely that happened for me at the practice 1 and also at the practice 2, but as he said, there's a big chance to go just roll back that setup that they did for the practice 2. They will go, I think, one more time on that setup that they were at the practice 1, and then definitely we will see let's say fast Ferrari, fast Lewis Hamilton at the practice at the practice 3, and of course at the qualifying, as I said, definitely I'm expecting win here from the Ferrari. If it's going to happen, it will be very hard, but there is still opportunity to see that win. Of course, unfortunately, Hamilton has the 5 place penalty, but if the car is fast like this, I think it's everything possible for the Lewis Hamilton. We're going to listen to Charles Leclerc. Let's listen to him.
Hi, Charles. It looks like the car on low fuel is quick, pretty planted and nice around here. On high fuel, perhaps a little bit trickier to handle. Would that be fair?
Both, actually. On low fuel and high fuel, it's been quite tricky but fast. So I'll rather be in this position than having a consistent car but slow. But yeah, we need to work a little bit on consistency. I think on the short runs we managed to extract more or less what there was in the car. However, for tomorrow we need to get that consistency, and we are working on that. But I think with the 2 cars we try different things, especially in FP1, and it seems that we kind of know the direction for tomorrow. So I hope it's the right one, but I'm confident it is.
It's incredibly close between the top 3. I mean, the Williams is in there now as well. Was that a surprise?
I spoke with Alex, I spoke with Carlos, and both told me that they expected to be quick. And considering where they have been quick since the beginning of the season, I kind of knew they would be very quick. But I mean, for now, they are actually in a fight for really the top positions, which is nice. I think it's going to be a very tight quali. It was the case last year, and I'm sure that it will be the case also tomorrow.
Can you fight for pole?
That's a difficult question. I mean, for now, I think it's on the cards, but I don't know how much Red Bull and McLaren have pushed just yet. I think they have more than what we have in the pocket. So we still need to improve the car. But if we do, then I think there's a possibility, yeah.
And I think that definitely they are going to be at least at the first or second position. As I said yesterday, Ferrari is going to make a surprise here, as always, at the Monza, and definitely we saw a very interesting performance from also from the Charles Leclerc at the practice 1 and at the practice 2. He was at the second place. The gap is so tiny, but it will be, let's say, definitely it will be very interesting qualifying tomorrow. And as I can understand from the Leclerc's face, they have just found that trick of the car to be enough fast to take pole position tomorrow. Then see you after qualifying tomorrow. We're going to listen to Max Verstappen. Let's listen to him.
Max, Monza is always a good challenge. Do you enjoy it today?
Yeah, it's been quite decent. Last year for us this was a very difficult weekend, and I think we seem a lot more competitive. Been happy with the car as well. Sessions have been quite tricky also with people like going off and putting a lot of gravel on the track. But overall, it's been quite a decent Friday, I think, for us.
It's a good point you make, actually, because there was one where it was red flagged for it, but there was another someone went off a lot of gravel on and it wasn't. I think you were on the radio saying they should have done that. What kind of impact can that have in quali or even the race if there is a load of gravel on?
I guess in qualifying they will stop it.
Yeah.
In the race it's tricky because I had a lap in my race run where someone went off and I was the first one to arrive. Honestly, it was like driving in the wet with slicks. I almost went off myself because there was so much gravel. So we need to have a look because it's not easy to it's not easy to keep it under control because if someone goes off, comes on, it also damages a lot the floor for everyone because it's quite aggressive, these stones. So we'll have a look what we can do.
Yeah, definitely the gravel problem will be a very problem for the qualifying and for the race. Let's hope not to see very big crash in here. In the high speeds we have. Let's say every single corner is high-speed corner. At here, the cars are so fast in here. Let's hope not to have any accident. But I think Max Verstappen's today FP1 FP2 positions were expected. For me, as you know, always the Friday Verstappen and Red Bull is struggling a lot. But at Saturday, they are finding something to car and they're bringing much more performance as always. I'm expecting let's say better than the 6th position from Max Verstappen tomorrow, and of course a lot of times his way was cut from the other drivers, and of course I'm sorry, and of course he was as he said, when I think Kimi was off on the track and he was first to arrive there, and I thought, okay, and also Max will go fly out, but somehow we kept the car on the track. Let's hope to not see this kind of problems tomorrow for the qualifying and to have best qualifying of the last years. We're going to listen to Lando Norris. Let's listen to him.
Normally by this point we have like a 1 second gap on everyone. But at the moment it looks, just a bit close to my liking at the minute. So not bad. I feel like some small things to improve, and for us to still be P1, I thought was good. I thought we improved some stuff from FP1 to FP2, but it's just a bit close. So I just need to try and make the gap a bit bigger so we're a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, but I think that Lando Norris last week lost the race because of the technical problem, and I think this week he's going to lose the race because of the Ferrari problem. As I said, my prediction about the end of the season, Oscar is going to be the champion, and of course Lando at the practice 2 was today fast. Maybe they are hiding much more on their pocket about their car at the Monza, but as I said also yesterday, I'm just waiting for that huge surprise from the Ferrari for the tomorrow's qualifying, and of course for the tomorrow's. We're going to listen to Oscar Piastri. Let's listen to him.
Looked like there was maybe a little bit of confusion and sort of 30 seconds in it. What have you been able to tell the stewards?
Yeah, I think we just misjudged got confused with the message in the timing system and went a little bit early, but not concerned.
The precedent for this was set in qualifying, so the fact that it was a practice session, you hopeful that that means that there'll be no further action on it?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a warning or something, but I'd be surprised if it's a sporting penalty.
We're reporting a hot seat again. What was going on in the car?
Just a little bit warm. It kind of always is here. So many straights. You're close to the ground for a long time, so it's nothing too unusual. I haven't really had it too much this season, but yeah, a little bit warm or warmer than I would have liked, but nothing major.
We've seen you build over a course of a race weekend. I know P4 today, but are you feeling confident that the lessons you learn in other race weekends that help you build towards qualifying in the race will happen here again?
Yeah, I mean, today's been a good day. Obviously, not doing FP1, I had a bit of catching up to do in FP2, but I feel like I hit the ground running, and the car felt pretty good. Just got the setup maybe a little bit wrong on the soft, and the second lap was pretty decent considering it was the second lap on the tyre. So no, I'm feeling pretty good, and yeah, just need to tweak a little bit more tomorrow and find a little bit more pace like usual.
Just finally, it looked really close at the top. Are you surprised how close it was at the end of that?
A little bit, yes. I think I think it was also who was in the mix was a bit of a surprise. So the Williams have looked strong in both sessions now. So let's see if they're still there tomorrow. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close weekend.
Yeah, definitely it will be a close weekend between Oscar Piastri and the Ferraris. But at the end of the day, if you think Oscar Piastri wasn't at the practice one, they replaced him with a reserve driver at the FP1. I think it's a normal thing to see things like this in a Formula 1. And of course, the practice too, he was the fourth place, but I think it doesn't matter for the Oscar Piastri. Has a 36 point at the championship. And of course, I believe that tomorrow at the practice 3 he will find his pace with this car, and I'm pretty sure that we will see very good performance at the qualifying tomorrow. We're going to listen to George Russell. Let's listen to him.
Hey George, I know it's never ideal to have a technical issue, but I guess at least you didn't get any running lost in FP1. Just talk me through how when you got some laps in the car, how it felt.
It was a tricky day, to be honest. I think always when you come to Monza, you're back on that low downforce, so the car sort of floating around and the rear's pretty loose. Didn't feel spectacular out there for us today. Obviously it's very close on the leaderboard. I think I was P10, but only 3 tenths off. Usually 3 tenths off would be just behind the McLarens. So yeah, it's tight. I expect that to be the same tomorrow, and I'm sure we can make some improvements.
Does it feel like there's quite a few areas, I know there always is on Friday, but where you feel like you can get that lap time back to haul you in? Or?
As I said, it's a bit strange because if you're 3 tenths off the McLaren, ordinarily you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
P10 is usually maybe a second off the pace. So for sure there's lap time in there. It didn't feel amazing out there, and I was struggling for a bit of confidence, and I had a few moments similar to like Kimi. It was just difficult to keep the car in a good spot. Tomorrow's a new day. I hope it improves. Race pace will look better, to be honest. So yeah, that's the overall conclusion, really.
Yeah, like George Russell is definitely right to be 3 tenths behind the to be 3 tenths back. It means that you are behind the McLaren, but they were today at the 10th position. It's a bit interesting, but Kimi Antonelli showed us today about the Mercedes. Definitely there is a lap time, of course, for the George Russell, but it wasn't on his day today, let's say, and of course he had that problem with his car. He lost power Also, it's interesting after the Lando Norris to have with the same engine car, with the Mercedes engine car, to have that problem. I hope it's not the same problem, but it's a little bit interesting. But of course, as I said, definitely we will see tomorrow a better performance from the George Russell. But I think for the Mercedes max possible position, it will be maybe fourth, maybe third position tomorrow. But we will see. As I said, definitely there is still performance for the Mercedes and for the George Russell. We're going to listen Carlos Sainz. Let's listen to him.
Carlos, that looked pretty good for your first day in the office at Monza. Talk me through how it felt.
Yeah, honestly, in terms of lap time and performance, looks like an encouraging day. I think we seem to hit the ground running this morning with a good setup and a good balance that seemed to give us decent lap times. In terms of confidence, not quite up there. I've been struggling a bit in turn 11 and turn 7 to throw the car in and be at home. Car feels quite different to a Ferrari around here.
Okay.
Has some very good traits, some very difficult ones, but every lap I do, I'm trying to learn how to adapt around and drive around it. But promising pace, as I said. Now I just need to make sure I feel more comfortable on the first lap on softs when you put this first lap on the tire, and also a bit in a couple of corners where I'm still lacking a bit. But all in all, with all those things here and there, good pace.
Yeah, definitely they are absolutely like a rocket here for today, of course. But I think also tomorrow they are going to bring a good performance at the practice 3 and of course at the qualifying. As we know, like Williams suits too much on this track, but to be honest, I was surprised when I saw Carlos Sainz at the practice 1 at the third position, and of course at the practice 2 to see him at the third position. As I said, I'm expecting also tomorrow to have this kind of performance for the Carlos Sainz, and it was a little bit. I was shocked and surprised today with this performance of the Carlos Sainz. We're going to listen to Yuki Tsunoda. Let's listen to him.
Yuki, how do you assess today's sessions?
Up and down, but I think ended up pretty positive for FP2, especially short run. The pace was really good. We have to find out why, to be honest, because picked up so much grip in a soft run, which didn't expect that, to be honest, with the pace. So had to understand why, and but considering also you may not have traffic, it was a pretty good lap. So continue digging into that short run, and for the long run. Is a place that bit still lacking a pace, and also we have to balance each other between short and long run. But long run is a little bit off, so a bit more focus on that.
Definitely he's struggling too much at Red Bull. Practice 1 was disaster today for the Yuki Tsunoda. Practice 2 was a little bit much more better, but I think if Hajar keeps doing performances like this, and of course Yuki keeps performances doing like this, I'm not going to be surprised next year to see Van more replace from the Racing Bulls to the Red Bull with Isaac Hajar and Yuki Tsunoda. I think Yuki is coming slowly for end of his career at Red Bull. So we're going to listen to Antonelli. Let's listen to him.
Pushed a bit too hard for the grip in the moment, and it was a shame. Day was looking good, had a good FP1, and then start of FP2 was looking strong. So confidence still high. Obviously tomorrow I will have to do a bit of a different program, but we'll try to be ready for anything. Yeah,
definitely. The short one, but very well explained about today's problem of Kimi, Antonelli, and Mercedes, and of course for the lot of drivers, they were struggling to keep the car on that speed on the track. But I hope they will solve this problem with the Kimi and the others, of course, because we will have at the qualifying a lot of red flags, and of course on the race we are going to see a lot of red flags. It will makes maybe the race much more interesting with that red flags, with the restarts, but it will be if the thing is going to be too much on the race, it will I think damage the race, and it will just like to become monotone to watch safety car every single 10 minutes or 15 minutes. We are going to listen Alex Albon. Let's listen to him.
It's been a really tricky day in terms of just we had a big run plan and we've just been trying to get through everything.
Okay.
But the car's quick and we're in a good place. It's more just can we make it repetitive and can we get the same car that we've got today for tomorrow? There's a lot of work to be done. I think we have sweet spots, and we've seen it time and time again this year. Our outlaps and our getting the tyres working in the right window is going to be tricky. So we just need to make sure we can actually execute what we want to do.
Yeah, we have listened to Alex Albon. He was at P7 at the practice one, and of course he was one more time P7 at the practice two. He was very consistent today, his performance. And as I said on the Carlos Sainz video, the Williams is pretty fast here. Just also from the Alex Albon, I'm expecting a little bit much more better performance than this. And I think it's not going to be a surprise if they will be at the Q3 with both of their cars on the tomorrow's qualifying. This will be our last video for the today. Then see you after the qualifying tomorrow, and of course just don't forget to like the video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.